Hey guys, and welcome to the Degracia Disorder. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with me today. So for today's daily entry, I stumbled upon this inspiration on Facebook. And I usually follow a whole bunch of like love quotes, boss women quotes, funnies, memes. And this one kind of spoke to me because I think we all can relate to it. And if you haven't noticed, I am pretty much a very emotional person, and the emotion that drives me, sometimes hard to say, is love. So for today, we're going to be talking about all these love quotes that I just so happened to stumble upon Facebook. And I'm going to give you guys my insight on them. So stay tuned. So I guess we're just going to jump into it. So the first one: no relationship is ever a waste of time. If it didn't bring you what you want, it taught you what you didn't want. Now, in relationships, we all have good ones and we all have bad ones. The thing is that we sometimes tend to remember the bad ones more often than most. Bad relationships teach us, obviously, the things that we don't want. The things that make us feel bad. The things that you would think that no one else would want in a relationship. Cheating, scandals, lies. Those are what you learn from bad relationships. But the thing is that you can also learn good things from them. In any type of relationship, you get to know who you are. And that's a good thing. I found out that I don't have patience. That in any relationship, I need someone to understand me. I don't like waiting in lines. I don't like waiting for dates. And I know that this is my fault. I do. So when I'm in a relationship, I let the other person know. Now, going into the good things about relationships, of course we're going to remember all the good feelings, like, oh my gosh, this guy was awesome, he takes care of me, he cooks me breakfast, he sings to me at night, he massages me, he says good morning and good night on a daily. Now, the thing is that I get it. Relationship in all reality, guys, is about communication. Communication builds trust, and trust builds a bigger foundation for a relationship. When you find the one, or yeah, I guess we'll call him or her the one. When you find that person, you'll know. It'll feel different from all the past relationships. It'll feel different from, or it'll actually make sense why your past relationships never worked. Because the thing is that those past relationships, whether or not they be good or bad, have taught you things about yourself. It's taught you about what you can do or can't do, how you can communicate with the other, how you should be able to be open and understand with the other person. Relationships don't only mean romantic, but in this case we'll talk about being romantic, since that's what our subject is today. So guys, whether or not be good or bad, whether or not to just be in between those casual little dating arenas, learn from them. Don't let those past relationships define you. Take all those lessons, take those heartbreaks, take those good memories. And when you meet that one person, when that one person comes into your life, you'll know. Everything falls apart before they come together. So just know that. Sometimes you don't know after that hard heartbreak, like why I loved her, I gave everything to her or him, why didn't it work? It's because that relationship was teaching you something about yourself. And this new person that's about to come through, you'll know. he or she will be the most remarkable person you ever knew. Here we go. Do not allow your loneliness to lower your standards. I can truly speak to this because in my existent, sometimes disastrous love life, loneliness has gotten the best of me. We all can relate to it. We all don't like being alone after we know what it feels like to be with somebody else. There's a difference between being by yourself and loneliness. Loneliness will make you go back to that toxic relationship and give it another shot. Like I said, I believe in second chances. But after all those chances build up and you get tired of it and you finally walk away, I know it hurts. I know it does. But grasp yourself. Hold on tight to yourself. Being by yourself just gives you more time to understand who you are. Sure, in a relationship it's 50-50. Never think it's 100% you. And I'll say never. I get it. You could be the one who cheated on somebody. I get it. You could be the one who lied. Sure. If you wanted to work that out and get your second chance, then by all means it's 50-50. But just know that if you keep making that same mistake, it's done. Just stop. Now going back, being by yourself teaches you how strong you are. Everybody knows that a heartbreak can kill someone. It really can. It is the worst, crippling, gut-wrenching feeling you can ever have. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't. Maybe there's times where you just are able to sleep and you just can't wake up in the morning anymore because the pain is just so crippling. But you know what? Every single day, the moment you take that chance to get up and be like, you know what? I'm going to fall in love with myself. The moment you get out of bed, the moment you start falling asleep, that feeling that you get subsides just a little bit every single day, slowly but surely. Time is a very hard teacher, but it teaches you some good things. It teaches you a lot of good things. Loneliness will just bring you back to all the bad guys. It really will. Look at yourself in the mirror. Don't remember the good memories you had with that person. I know it's easier to remember the good, but there's a reason why you left. There's a reason why it ended. Don't let loneliness, don't let the fact that you think you're gonna be by yourself for the rest of your life. Because the thing is that I've been there, guys. I feel like I'm gonna die alone. And all the reason is because I have these standards that these people can't amount to. And I've learned to stick to my guns now. I've learned that I don't need a person in my life. You don't. You really don't. The right one will come. Sure, life is probably just giving them a scenic route to you. But you know what? When you meet that person, you'll know. Everything will just fall together in place when that person comes. When that right person comes. Your taste in people will change when you learn to love yourself. I guess that was a perfect segue into this one. Young love feels so good. Because the thing is that you don't really know what you're looking for anywhere. You don't know what you're looking for in a relationship. When you learn to love yourself, when you learn to find out what you want in life, it makes you more attractive, guys. It really does. When you're independent and when you know what you want, it makes you more attractive. Think about it. When you're dependent, when you're clingy, when you're just like needing that other person to help define you, that's not attractive, guys. It really isn't. And I can personally say that because I've been like that. I've craved for attention from the other person. Like, oh my God, love me, please. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Sure, I'll give you your second, third, fourth, fifth chance. Just be with me. Just be with me. I did not know who I was. I didn't know who I was without another person to define me. I found my identity in that person. If he was a gamer, I was a gamer. If he was a chef, I loved food. If he was, I don't know, a basketball player, I was a basketball player. Learn to love yourself first. Learn to know what you do love, what you don't love. Learn to know what makes you tick, what makes you happy. And don't let anybody else define you. You are your own person. Stick with it. Stick with who you are, because in the long run, there's times, we all know it, people aren't there forever. But like I said, the right person will love you for all your flaws, all your imperfections, and they will fall head over heels for you. You will finally be a priority to someone. You don't have to be second to anybody. You don't have to look towards that other person for reassurance to know that you're an awesome person. All you need is yourself. Take time and fall in love with yourself. By all means, I am not a relationship guru, love guru. By all means, I'm not. I have a love life just like everybody else. Mine is just a little bit more disastrous and still burning behind me. But you know what? Those flames are going out. I'm finding out who I am. I know what a good relationship feels like. I know what a bad relationship feels like. I know what red flags look like because they're a little bit more clearer and hang a little bit higher. There's going to be a part 2 because these next 2 ones are pretty in-depth. They'll really get you to think about what you do in your relationship, in past relationships. I have not been the most perfect partner. But at the same time, you can't just take all the blame for yourself. I've learned to love myself. I've learned to know what my standards are. And if you or the person that you're going for can't mount to it, they're not worth it. They're not ready for the challenge. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Check me out tomorrow. And hopefully we'll get to know more about each other. You guys get to know more about me. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow.